Can't believe it's happening. Yeah, that's very inappropriate to laugh over that.
Unbelievable cringe. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. That's what we're going to be seeing in this video. Not only coming from Mark Carney, but also Jagmeet Singh. Both of them are capable of unbelievable cringe. We got some new polling data. We got a new endorsement for Pierre Poilievre. We got a bunch of other stuff. Let's jump into this. So starting this one off, we got some interesting polling data on a specific riding here. This posted by Table of Salt. It says Conservatives are polling to dominate in North Island, BC. This riding has never gone Conservative before. Conservatives up 20% since the 2021 election. Blue tsunami is coming. So what we're looking at here is 45% for Aaron Gunn, 23% for the NDP, 13% for the Liberals, and notice here it's 15% undecided. Aaron Gunn has been getting attacked over this phony baloney stuff with burial grave sites, that whole fake story that the mainstream media ran but didn't retract when it was found ground penetrating radar found that there was no graves, just disturbed soil. So Aaron Gunn is dominating in North Island Powell River, which really says something because the NDP has a stranglehold here on Vancouver Island. I'm in the Courtney Alberni riding. I drove around town counting all the signs. I'll get to that in a second, but let's just take a look at this data here first. So this one's saying, how likely are you to vote this year? We have 87% of men, 75% of women, and look at the age ranges, almost 60% for the younger bracket here, 18 to 34. The next bracket, 88%, 95% for the 55 plus. And then the different groups here, NDP voters only 76%, Liberal 90, and Conservative 94. Scroll down here, we got other interesting data. So for Aaron Gunn and the Conservative Party, breaking down the people that would be voting for him, 59% male, 31% female. The younger vote here you can see is tied 31 to basically 32 for the NDP, 44% for this 35 to 54 bracket, where only 20% for the NDP, 73% for the 55 bracket, and only 20% for the NDP. The Liberals are below here, but their numbers are so low, they don't have a chance. This next one here is wondering if people approve or disapprove of the performance of the leaders. Jagmeet Singh strongly approve, 11%. That's awful. In comparison here, Pierre Poilievre getting 31%, Mark Carney getting 12%. Moderately approved, Jagmeet gets 30, Mark Carney 30, Pierre Poilievre getting 22. So that puts Pierre Poilievre well over 50%. And we take a look at this riding on 388, 45%, 23, and 13% with 15% undecided. We take a look on 388 here, we've got 43, 28, and 22. And on Poilievre, we've got 40%, 36, and 17. So if you took that undecided and divvied it up just between these two, you would get to those numbers. But if you divvy this up between all three of them, then the Conservatives would be pushed higher. And just in contrast here, so this is my riding, which is even stronger with Conservatives here, 45 versus 32 and 15. And on Poilievre, the exact same riding here, 36, 33, 25. I can tell you for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, there's not 25% Liberal supporters in this riding where I'm at. I went around town and counted all of the signs. There's 35 NDP signs, there's 26 Conservative signs, and there was 0 Liberal signs. Not one. I could not find one in town. I personally ordered a Conservative sign. I didn't get one, so maybe that's why there isn't as many Conservative signs as NDP signs. Just a little anecdotal tidbit. Moving ahead here, we've got Mark Carney in his own riding. He books on an event hall that's 250 people. Obviously, he's going to be able to fill that up in his own riding, considering Pierre Poilievre's pulling 5,000 people for his rallies, and Mark Carney's had 800 or 1,000 people at some of them. So they create a big line. They have this outside, and even still, how many people are here? Maybe 500? This is his own riding.
No Liberal candidate, Winnipeg. Mark Carney.
What is this music selection? This is probably Mark Carney's first time to Nepean. Why would that music represent Mr. Banker? I don't understand. I just don't understand this party at all. I don't understand any of these people. So of course it wouldn't be Canada without Palestinian protesters.
With the same commitment and compassion that you bring to everything you do. Thank you, Diana.
Yeah, okay. What happens if Carney's opponent wins the riding? She's a very strong female opponent. Has he given up his citizenships yet? Because I don't think Carney will stay in Canada. Apparently he has. I don't believe he has. And what would happen is if Mark Carney lost this but still won the election, he would still be a prime minister without a seat, which would be very embarrassing because he would have to watch in the peanut gallery while Pierre Poilievre decimated Liberals on the floor of the House of Commons. Next up, we've got Mark Carney in Nepean, giving a long speech, trying to fearmonger Donald Trump. That's all he says, Canada strong, Canada strong. He has an unbelievable cringe moment during this speech.
This is the most consequential vote of our lifetimes because President Trump has ignited a trade war that is ruptured. No, we don't like Trump here. We don't like Trump here.
I'm sure you like Trump. You do lots of business dealings with Elon Musk, Tesla, Twitter, the Boring Company. Why don't you like Trump and his team there, Carney?
Ruptured the global economy and changed forever our relationship with the United States. That old relationship is over, unfortunately. It never 51, never 51.
These sheep are unbelievable.
It is a tragedy. It is a tragedy, but it's the new reality. And we're responding. We are responding with purpose and with force.
He just goes on to fearmonger over and over about Donald Trump. Now check out this cringe.
We are building Canada strong. Yeah! You know, elbows up. That's right. There should be no doubt. Look,
I can't believe he did that.
It has taken some time, but I think we are over now the shock of the betrayal. And it is a
The shock of the betrayal, really?
betrayal. We should never forget the lessons. We have to look out for ourselves.
Like you looked after your stock options in Brookfield for $6.8 million by moving the company headquarters to America where you could have access to bigger capital and bigger payouts, inflating that stock price to make more money on the back end while throwing Canadians under the bus. Okay, we got it, Mark.
And we have to take care of each other. Canadians are always ready when someone drops the gloves.
He loves those hockey analogies to pretend he's a Canadian. He hasn't lived here in a long time. Did he actually renounce his citizenships? I doubt it. So next up, we got Jagmeet Singh in Nanaimo, and we've got NDP Gord Johns here campaigning. This is just cringe to the max.
Who beats conservatives on Vancouver Island? Who beats
I'm sorry, what? NDP? I'm pretty sure Aaron Gunn is smoking, you guys.
conservatives on Vancouver Island?
NDP's getting served a dish of conservative pie right now.
Who defends our coast? Who defends the coast? Ready to ban corporate landlords.
Jagmeet's just using a megaphone here because they don't even have proper equipment for speakers and a microphone and a whole setup. It's just, it's too funny. Next up, check out this. So Jagmeet tries to get everyone together. There's about 55 people here for a photo op. This is so embarrassing. So this guy here completely blocks his face. Look at this.
Oh, this looks so good. This looks so powerful.
He can't even see him. Look at this. Where's Jagmeet? Where is he? So they gave one sign for every single person here to make it look like there's more going on than there is. This is a stronghold for them. 55 people, this is all Jagmeet could muster up. Look at this guy getting a clip for his social media. It's so cringe. Cut it out, Jagmeet. We've had enough. Look at this guy. I can't handle this level of cringe.
The people united will never be defeated.
Okay, time to wake up, guys. Next up, we got Table Salt posting this, which is pretty interesting. It says Freeland's resignation letter in December claimed that she was resigning because Canada needs to keep its fiscal powder dry. We need the reserves for the trade war, and political gimmicks were too costly. Now she's supporting Carney's deficits, which are twice as high. This is an interesting catch here. I mean, we're not really surprised. These liberals will lie and do anything for money. That's all they care about. They don't care about taking care of our country, the citizens who pay tax. taxes. It's all about themselves. Carney's deficit is higher than Trudeau's even after taking credit for $20 billion in revenue from retaliatory tariffs, but not taking into account any economic slowdown from the trade war, even any extra spending on EI. Next up, we got Pierre Poilievre saying Quebec Union of Electricians want change. They endorse Conservatives. Thanks Guy Fournier and Quebec's International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and Local 568 for backing our plan to cut income tax by 15% and train 350,000 workers. So another big endorsement here for Pierre Poilievre. He's getting all of them. So check out this clip here. We've got Natalie Jameson. She's speaking about crime and safety, and then Liberal Sean Casey here laughs at her in the middle of saying this. So there's Sean Casey right there.
Public safety is one of the most basic responsibilities of government. And under the Liberal government, communities across Canada are seeing a wave of crime and chaos. We laugh, but that's a reality. I know, but I can't believe it's happening. That's very inappropriate to laugh over that. Violent crime has increased by 50%. Every 2.5 days, a woman is murdered in Canada, and over half of these cases, the murderer is their partner.
The words she uses in this video are just too much for this platform. Liberal Sean Casey seemed to think it's funny that a woman gets murdered every 2.5 days here in Canada. I don't think that's funny. I think that's deplorable that he was laughing at her statement there that crime is rampant in this country. And I may just send him an email here after I'm finished recording this video. Next up, we got Wob Canoe, posted by Ryan Garrettson, says signing executive orders now like Trump. It looks like he's repatriating electricity back to Manitoba because it's about sovereignty. Canada lost its sovereignty long ago. The Liberals have been working and implementing plans from unelected world organizations. Now they want one of their ringleaders installed.
I have an order here to bring back 500 megawatts of power that we're currently exporting to the United States of America. And I have an order here to dedicate 50 of those megawatts of power to stand up a new transmission line to Nunavut. When we talk about lighting up the North, when we talk about lighting up the West and doing so with clean, reliable electric power from Manitoba, it's not just smart business. It's also about standing up for Canadian sovereignty.
Oh, please, dude. Our country wouldn't exist without America. These guys are all idiots. He's got as many charges as Trump. I'm baffled about the people that managed to get themselves elected in this country. It really, Captain Schmuck right to the top. Like, when you have a complete idiot become prime minister, I guess reach for the stars. Next up, we got Pierre Poilievre here during his press conference, a heartfelt moment here.
Next question.
Good morning. Lorraine Brett, the New Westminster Times. 4 years ago, my son was involuntarily committed under the BC Mental Health Act to abstinence-based treatment after spending the better part of 20 years on the streets of New Westminster as a homeless, mentally ill, and drug-addicted man where he overdosed 12 times. The results of this treatment have been near miraculous. My son is a different man today, sober, and in a job training program. Unfortunately, what we're seeing from the Liberals is more of the same. Tens of millions funneled to activists to promote safe supply, and the idea that it's wrong to curtail the rights of citizens to use drugs. How do you propose to counter the Liberal activist narrative?
Thank you so much. That is a very important question, and thank you. Sorry that there's a lot of light on me, so I couldn't see where you were speaking from. That's why I wasn't able to make eye contact, but your story is very powerful. Thank you for the courage of sharing it. I think that a lot of people listening right now who are struggling with a child that has an addiction will now see light at the end of the tunnel because you have shared that story. I want to hear this story happen 50,000 times. We're going to cut back on the government-funded drug supply. We're going to put the money into treatment centers that work, like the Oak Center in Winnipeg, like the Harvest House in Ottawa and in Moncton, and like countless other treatment centers that are represented by volunteers and philanthropists behind me today. Treatment works. It's incredible. You take people who are near lifeless, half dead on the street, you bring them into a treatment center, you give them counseling, detox, group therapy, physical exercise, you paint a picture for a brighter future, get them into a new home with a job prospect, and incredibly, they can turn their lives around. So this is the story that we want to repeat over and over again. And you know, your son has a superpower. He's an incredible, a credible success story. And I hope that he can go and multiply that far and wide. But it's going to take a change, because right now the government is married to a radical plan that seeks to perpetuate the problem by handing out drugs, legalizing the worst drugs, bringing in, they've actually reduced criminal penalties for fentanyl traffickers who are responsible for killing countless people. You know, if you are selling large quantities of fentanyl, you're doing the equivalent of firing bullets into a crowded stadium. You might not know who you're killing, but somebody's going to die. It takes 2 milligrams of fentanyl to stop someone from breathing. And I'm going to lock up fentanyl traffickers for life. They will never get out of jail. They will come out in a box. And we're going to end this crisis. We're going to turn this around. Not only are our young people going to be saved from deadly addiction, but our communities are going to be safe again. Our parents are not going to have to look for crack pipes and dirty needles at soccer pitches in the Lower Mainland or anywhere else.
I should note on that, a local trail right next to me, every day I have to step over crack pipes and dirty needles because people dumping their garbage and their junk there. And it's just like destroying our society. This crap has to end.
Our kids are going to play safely in the streets and enjoy wonderful lives. This is a bright, optimistic future. And you know, throughout this campaign, what I've really enjoyed is when people say they finally have hope for a change. Thank you.
We're up against a lot here, you know, the entire government pushing money into our media. We've got China, but the people are stronger than that. We are pushing back. We are winning in the polls now. We got to keep this going. We need a Canadian PM for Canadians. We need to get our economy working and out of debt. And that's what Mark Carney, as we've seen here today, will not do. He will put us further into debt and bankrupt this country. So the reporter who just asked that question, that's her here, getting aggressively questioned, as it says here, by Glenn McGregor of City TV.
I understand that, but we get only a limited amount of questions to ask Mr. Poilievre.
Yeah.
You're coming here, you have an issue, and it's, I understand how passionate you are and important it is to you personally.
Yeah.
But you're asking a question that sounds like to a lot of people listening at home that it was planted by the campaign.
No.
And you're attacking you're attacking his opponents.
An investigative report.
Okay,
An
great.
investigative report, and I hope that you do read it.
I will.
We know for a fact that BC's mental health, the healthcare ministry has delivered to activists millions and millions of dollars funneled there to support what? To support treatment? No, not in your life. To support the proper medication for the severely mentally ill, to provide a bed so that your child isn't sleeping in the woods at night.
Yeah.
No, they were not supporting that. They were supporting people who wanted to defund the police, who wanted to deregulate drug use or decriminalize drug use.
She played the old Uno reversal card on him. Next up, we got some of these characters again. This time they're blocking the entrance to Israeli consulate and prayed for the destruction of Israel. Again, enough of these people. This is what the Liberals and NDP voted to bring in. Canada needs a change of government. Just another campaign day here. Mark Carney and Jagmeet Singh just humiliating themselves with this unbelievable cringe. More fear-mongering, more stupidity. This madness in Canada must end.